Everyone is saying the Ford Raptor R is the king of American pickups. They're wrong, and Chevrolet just proved it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 2027 Silverado ZRX Ultimate is the truck that Ford and Ram have been terrified of, and whether Chevrolet finally built the performance pickup that justifies a six-figure price tag. Here's what nobody's noticed yet. There's a seat design detail in this truck that puts the $90,000 Ram Wagoneer to absolute shame. I'll show you exactly what it is. Plus, I'll give you my honest verdict on whether this truck is worth your money when both the Raptor R and the new Ram RHO are fighting for the same buyer. My answer is going to start arguments. We're covering the blacked-out war machine exterior, the most luxurious Silverado cabin ever built, and a powertrain that rewrites what American trucks can do. Let's get into it.
Here's what nobody is talking about with the Silverado ZRX Ultimate, and it's the thing that changes the entire conversation around this truck. Chevrolet isn't just making a faster Silverado. They're making two trucks in one. Look at these images. There's an all-black variant, completely murdered out, gloss black paint, blacked out grille with the bow tie barely visible, blacked out headlights, black fender flares, black wheels wrapped in massive mud terrain tires. Everything is black. It looks like something a villain would drive in a movie. Then there's the gray variant, a metallic dark gray with body-colored panels, chrome delete trim, and a cleaner, more refined aggression. This dual personality approach is genius, and here's why. The all-black ZRX Ultimate targets the lifestyle buyer, the person who wants their truck to look intimidating in a hotel valet line. The gray variant targets the performance buyer, someone who wants a truck that looks fast standing still and can back it up on the trail. Chevy is casting a wider net than Ford or Ram, and that's a strategic move that I think the competition underestimated. My strong opinion: the all-black ZRX Ultimate is the single best-looking full-size pickup truck on sale in America. Not the best-looking Chevy, the best-looking pickup, period. That blacked-out front end with the twin hood vents and the split LED headlights creates a presence that the Raptor's cartoonish Ford grille simply cannot match. Chevy finally understood that sometimes less branding is more intimidation. But the exterior is only half the story. Wait until you see what they did inside this cabin, because Chevrolet just embarrassed some very expensive competitors. Open the door of the ZRX Ultimate and the first thing you notice is the color: cognac brown leather. Everywhere. Not just the seats, the door panels, the center console armrest, the steering wheel insert, the dash trim. It's a full commitment to a two-tone cognac and dark Alcantara theme that wraps the entire cabin. And when I say Alcantara, I mean actual micro-suede covering the headliner, the upper door cards, and the entire dashboard surface. This is the material you find in a Lamborghini Urus, and Chevy is putting it in a pickup truck. Now, the seats, and this is where I need to talk about the detail I teased earlier. These aren't standard quilted leather seats. Look closely. The stitching pattern is a hexagonal honeycomb quilt. Not diamonds, not squares, honeycomb. It's a unique texture that immediately sets this truck apart from every competitor. And on each headrest, you've got the Chevrolet bow tie embossed directly into the leather. That's the kind of brand confidence that says, we know you're spending $95,000. We want you to feel it every time you sit down. Ram's quilted leather looks generic by comparison. Ford's seats in the Raptor R feel flat and utilitarian. These seats are an event. The dashboard layout features a digital instrument cluster paired with a large central touchscreen running Google built-in infotainment. Below it, you've got something I love: a full row of physical buttons and knobs for climate control, heated seats, terrain management, and audio. Physical controls, real dials. Chevy kept the buttons when everyone else went touchscreen only. And in a truck that's going to see mud, dust, and gloved hands, that's not just a preference, it's the right engineering decision. Let me be honest with you though. The infotainment screen, while functional, still feels like it's a generation behind what Ram is doing with their widescreen Uconnect system. The split-screen layout, the navigation graphics, the overall responsiveness is adequate, not exceptional. For a truck at this price point, adequate isn't good enough. Now, remember that seat detail I mentioned that puts Ram's Wagoneer to shame? We're getting to the full answer. But first, let me walk you around the outside of this beast up close.
Here's your partial answer on that seat detail. The hexagonal quilting pattern isn't just cosmetic. It's functional. The perforated honeycomb sections serve as ventilation channels for the heated and cooled seating system. Form meets function at the highest level. The $90,000 Wagoneer uses a standard diamond quilt with separate ventilation perforations. Chevy integrated them into the design itself. But there's more to this story, and it ties directly into whether this truck is actually worth the money. That answer is coming. Stay with me.
Let's break down the exterior design properly, because both variants tell a different story. The front end is dominated by a massive blacked-out grille that stretches the full width, with the Chevrolet bow tie sitting low and centered. The headlights are split-tier LED units, a thin daytime running strip up top, and aggressive rectangular projector modules below. Twin hood vents sit symmetrically on the power dome, feeding air to whatever monster lives underneath. The bumper integrates what appears to be tow hooks and auxiliary lighting provisions into a sculpted lower fascia that's both functional and menacing. The proportions are imposing. We're estimating roughly 241 inches in overall length, about 84 inches wide at the flares, with a wheelbase around 157 inches for the crew cab short bed configuration. Those enormous mud-terrain tires, likely 35-inch or larger, sit on blacked-out multi-spoke wheels, and the truck rides on what appears to be a 4 to 5-inch factory lift. The rear end on the gray variant shows a full-width LED taillight bar connecting the bow tie embossed tailgate, dual exhaust tips flanking a skid plate-style lower bumper, and a clean, flat bed surface. It's muscular without being gaudy. My design verdict? The gray variant will age gracefully. The all-black variant will become iconic. Both will look better than 90% of the truck market 5 years from now. But looks don't matter if this thing can't perform. So let's talk about what's under that vented hood. Expect Chevy's supercharged 6.2-liter V8 producing 650 to 700 horsepower and 630 pound-feet of torque, making this the most powerful factory Silverado ever, right behind the Raptor R's 720 horses. But Chevy's real advantage isn't peak power, it's the chassis. Multimatic DSSV dampers, electronic locking differentials, and a 10-speed automatic give this truck high-speed desert composure that the leaf-spring Raptor R simply can't match. 0 to 60? Around 3.8 to 4.0 seconds, right in TRX and Raptor R territory. Towing? Hits 10,000 to 12,000 pounds. Fuel economy? Be real. 12 city, 16 highway. You're not buying this for efficiency. Hot take? DSSV dampers in a pickup chassis is a bigger achievement than any supercharger. Ford adds horsepower, Chevy adds sophistication. That's harder to copy. We're almost at the verdict, but there's one more thing you need to know.
So the big question, is the Silverado ZRX Ultimate worth potentially $100,000? My answer in 60 seconds. But first, one last thing nobody is talking about. This truck's biggest competitor isn't Ford or Ram. It might be Chevrolet's own lineup. And that changes everything.
The ZRX Ultimate starts around $92,000 and tops $105,000 optioned out, slotting against the $109,000 Raptor R and above the $68,000 ZR2. The value play? DSSV suspension, a supercharged V8, and a Wagoneer rivaling interior in one truck. The Raptor R makes you choose between performance and luxury. Chevy gives you both. Just know the hidden costs: $2,000 tires, $5,000 a year in fuel, and brutal insurance on 700 horsepower. 3 strengths. The interior is Chevy's biggest ever leap. Cognac leather, Alcantara, carbon fiber and those hexagonal honeycomb seats with embossed bow ties create something no American truck matches. That's the full answer to what I teased earlier. The Wagoneer has nicer wood, but Chevy's material combination is more cohesive. Chevy wins. Second, DSSV dampers paired with a supercharged V8 deliver desert runner composure and drag strip power simultaneously. Nothing else does both at this level. Third, the all-black exterior creates a presence no competitor can touch. The weaknesses. The infotainment feels a generation behind Ram, fine for a $55,000 truck, unacceptable at $100,000. Fuel economy is brutal, and the internal competition problem I teased? The ZR2 gives you 80% of this capability for 65% of the price. If you won't use the extra power regularly, save yourself $30,000. The verdict? If you're cross-shopping the Raptor R and want a truck that rides better, looks sharper, and has an interior that isn't an afterthought, buy the ZRX Ultimate. It's the first Silverado that competes with Ford on performance and beats Ram on luxury simultaneously. On a budget? Get the ZR2. Care only about peak horsepower? The Raptor R bins on paper. Need a daily driver? None of these qualify. They're statements. For the buyer who wants the best of everything in one American-made package, the ZRX Ultimate is it. No compromises.
I said the Raptor R isn't the king anymore. And after seeing those DSSV dampers, that cognac Alcantara cabin, and that blacked-out front end, I'm not backing down. The ZRX Ultimate just took the crown. Fight me in the comments. Has Chevy finally dethroned Ford, or is the Raptor still king? Drop your take below. The Ford fans are going to have a lot to say. Want to see the ZRX Ultimate versus the Raptor R and Ram RHO head-to-head? I covered that right here. Subscribe for more real truck talk. See you in the next one.